beautiful friends. Today I want to share with you guys one of my favorite books, and that is The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. Now, this book is for anyone that wants to start anything creative. And the biggest impact that this book has made in my life is understanding the psychology of resistance, how to recognize it, and how to overcome it. Guys, we all experience resistance. Resistance is a universal thing, and it's all of those thoughts that pop up in our mind anytime we want to start creating anything. And the book starts out by saying most of us live two lives. The first life is our current life that we're living, and the second life is the unlived life within. And what stands in the middle of these two lives is resistance. So this book is all about resistance. So let's talk a little bit about what is resistance and how we can overcome it. So Pressfield says resistance is invisible. It's not something that we can see, hear, touch, or smell. It's a feeling. It's a negative force. And its aim is to distract us and prevent us from doing our work. And then he goes into some of the symptoms of resistance. And the first one is procrastination. And he says that procrastination is the most common manifestation of resistance because it's easier for us to rationalize. We don't ever tell ourselves, I'm not going to do it. We just say, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it tomorrow. The next one he talks about is criticism. Now, there's two parts to this. The first part is when we criticize other people on their work, and the second part is when people criticize us on our work. So let's start with the critics. Guys, anytime you start to create anything, there are going to be people that are going to be telling you how to do it better. And that's just the way it is. Now, sometimes it's positive feedback. However, oftentimes it's just them projecting their own issues into your work. And it's really interesting because oftentimes the people that criticize the most are the people that haven't really created or expressed themselves much, because the people that are creating understand how difficult it is to create and put yourself out there, and they're the ones that are more often going to be encouraging you and giving you constructive feedback. Now, the second part is when we criticize other people. And guys, when you realize that you're criticizing other people, it's probably coming out of resistance, because it drives us crazy when we see people starting to live their authentic lives and we're not living ours. Next one he talks about is isolation. So he says that sometimes we're afraid of pursuing our calling because if we make that leap, we are afraid of ending up alone. We feel comfortable with the tribe that is around us now. And he says that you have to realize you're not necessarily alone. And you have to have faith that, yeah, maybe some of the members of your current tribe may leave and you're probably not going to resonate with them anymore, or they might not resonate with you anymore, but you will find better matches as you move up and up. Then he goes into how to beat resistance. And basically he says that the way to beat resistance is you need to become a pro. And he says there are amateurs and there are professionals. And by professional, he's not referring to a doctor or a lawyer. He's referring to a professional as an ideal. And he describes some of the aspects of the professional that I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys. He says the professional is patient. The professional understands delayed gratification, and he arms himself with patience. He conserves his energy and prepares his mind for the long haul. The professional understands it is a marathon, not a sprint. The professional knows there is no such thing as a fearless warrior. The amateur believes he must get rid of all his fear before he does the work. The professional knows that the fear will always be there, and he knows it's not about getting rid of the fear, it's about feeling it and doing it anyway. A professional is prepared. He is prepared each day to fight his own self-sabotage. A professional does not hesitate to ask for help. It's a lifelong learning. And then he states that there's really no mystery in becoming a professional. It's a decision brought by an act of will, and we make up our minds that we're going to turn into a professional, and we start doing the work. Now, the last thing I want to share with you guys that he talks about is the ego and the self, and I love his definition. He says that resistance has its seat in the ego, and the angels make their home in the self. The self wishes to create, to evolve, to grow. The ego likes things just the way they are. Friends, these were some of the takeaways that I got from the book of War of Arts. It's a beautiful book, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I love you guys. Till next time, be awesome, my friends. Mwah!